in 2025, I see that this is going to be the year of the cosmic serpent. This is going to be a year of completion. This is going to be a year of revelations. So in this year, a lot of our Kundalini will be rising. Before 2025 or in 2025, there's going to be a time where we're probably going to have a blackout. My name is Adewale Adeoye. I am a Kinetic Records channeler. I've been through 2 near-death experiences. I also played professional football, and I help the world through the Kinetic Records is helping people to have clarity of who they are so they can move in their highest timeline. So from my first near-death experience, it was around when I was 19 years old. In that time of my life, it was a lot of transitions going on. I just got into a new position in football, and I was playing really good in that position, gaining weight. I was doing everything my coaches wanted me to do so I can start playing on the field. And then one day happened in the summertime while we was working out around like 6 a.m. My position, they wanted to go to one of my teammates' house. And they wanted to go farming, they wanted to ride horses and all these things. Mind you, where I'm from in America, we don't really do those things. So I was kind of hesitant. But I had this voice and I had this energy that I didn't know what it was at the time, kind of told me not to go. However, I felt like I had to go because I wanted to show my teammates, my coaches, that I really was focused and I really wanted to play that year. So I end up going. So I end up riding horses, we end up shooting guns and being outside in nature, and it was actually a really good time. And then after that, we made that transition to go to one of my teammates' house. And when we went back to his house, I basically said, hey, wake me up when we are at Jordan's house. So I went to sleep, and then when I woke up, I was in the hospital. And I asked the nurse, what happened? And she ended up explaining to me that I was in a car accident. And I was like so mind blown because I didn't remember that I was in a car accident. And I asked her, like, how did this happen? And she was like, you guys were hit by a semi truck, and you guys flew like 80 yards. And I'm like, is everybody okay? And she's like, yes, everybody is safe, everyone's alive. And I said, am I going to play football this season? And she told me, no, you're lucky to be alive. And I just broke down. And this is like one of the most craziest things in my life because I got in a car accident. I didn't know I was in a car accident. I didn't remember. I didn't even feel it. I just remember waking up from this car accident, and my whole life just changed. Me seeing higher beings. So what happened in that time frame? At that time, I didn't. But years later, I got very into my spirituality. And I met a shaman, and she wanted to take me to a shamanic journey. And through this shamanic journey, one of the places I wanted to go was June 26, 2015, when I got in my car accident. And when I went back into that place, I see myself of what happened and what they told me in that time where I had my spiritual angelic beings, who are my spiritual guides, come to me while we were on that journey and show me that I chose the wrong path. And when I mean I chose the wrong path, is I didn't listen to my intuition from within. My intuition told me not to go. And if I did not go, I would have done a lot of things in that football timeline. However, since I didn't go, I had to learn the lessons of how to love life, be in gratitude of life a little bit more, and then having that revelations of that happening to me in the shamanic journey, it gave me a revelation that I'm here to do something bigger than football. And that was the Akashic Record. So eventually from that shamanic journey, I start to open up into my gifts, start to tap into different things that I didn't know that I could, and that's how I start to get connected to those higher angelic beings and understanding that it's so much more in life that we can even understand from our human mind. So my second NDE, this was a little bit more crazier than my first NDE. My second NDE is it's called Tijuana, Mexico. I went with a friend, and this friend was someone that I met from social media, and she was big about astrology, she was big about tarot, and she was just a great person, and I love that she came with me. So I ended up going to Tijuana, and from Tijuana I stayed in an Airbnb. And in this Airbnb that I stayed in, me and my friend Christian was planning on going on a 5-day water fast. And when we was planning on doing that water fast, me and Christian ended up going to sleep that Monday. Then I woke up on Wednesday. So it's like I was asleep from Monday night and all day Tuesday going into Wednesday. And then when I woke up, my friend transitioned. She actually died. So it was a crazy experience for me. I was like, what is going on? Like, how did she die? I kind of felt out of it. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And then in that time, I ended up calling the police. But however, I don't speak Spanish, and they kind of hung up the phone on me because they didn't understand me. And then I went downstairs to try to talk to someone to see like, hey, my friend is kind of transitioned. Can you guys help me out? And then I'm still trying to rationalize that. How did I wake up on Wednesday? You know what I mean? So after that, I'm like, you know what? I need to get connected to my breath. So I end up lighting an incense to get connected to my breath and to figure out what I should do. So I end up lighting the incense, and the incense blew up in my face, and it blew up 2 stories. And I actually had to run out for my life. And I'm running out for my life, and I had like a hoodie on, and I had like some shorts on, and it burned everything that I was just in my drawers. That I had to go back upstairs to see, get my phone so I can try to call some people. End up getting downstairs. The ambulance was there, the police was there, and I heard a voice in my head said, "This is your testimony." And I was burned 70 degrees, 3rd degree, and I lost the ability to walk. And it was my second time losing my ability to walk. And yes, that's part of what happened in my second near-death experience. I actually did get some messages. So in my second near-death experience, once I was in the hospital, my channeling abilities actually start to activate a little bit more. I was able to see myself like Professor X in X-Men. I was in a wheelchair and I was seeing, I don't know the name of it, but it's like the field that he could see all the human minds. These are the things that I was seeing with my eyes open. And this is something that I am still able to tap into. I had lost the ability to write in my right hand because my arm was burnt all the way. So I had to learn how to write with my left, and I became the energy of not being so right dominant. I became more left dominant, so it was activating more my right brain. So it actually opened me up to a different hemisphere of my brain, and it activated more of my channeling energy, my universal channeling through the Akashic records. So since then, I'm able to channel different ancient languages. I'm able to see beyond the veil. I'm able to tap in to give people more of a rebirth in their life. And I'm actually able to give them a shamanic journey plant medicine. We can become the medicine and help people activate who they are, the clarity of they are, so they can move into the new earth timeline that we're all shifting into. My psychic ability is I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient, and I have the ability to channel the Akashic records. So I'm able to tap into the past timeline, so help you to in this present timeline. I'm also able to see in the future timelines to help you in this now timeline. And I'm also able to see other timelines when you went through trauma to help you release trauma, so you can release that trauma to unlock more of your memory. Because the Akashic Records is the cosmic library, it's the library of the souls. And this is what we all have. And what I'm here to do, and what the secondary death experience kind of showed me, is this is what I'm here to do for humanity. Is to activate all our cosmic libraries so we can bring in the law of one. Because this is the grand awakening that we all came here back for. In 2025, I see that this is going to be the year of the cosmic serpent. This is going to be a year of completion. This is going to be a year of revelations. So in this year, a lot of our Kundalini will be rising. What does that mean? That means we're going to tap into a different energy of our electromagnetic way of being. We're going to tap into a different electric field from within. So a lot of people that see things beyond the veil are going to be seeing a lot of things. It's going to be a lot of natural disasters as well. And this is not to point any fears, but before things can open up, some things have to end. So we're going to be seeing that a lot of people shift to a different way of consciousness, and a lot of them are going to be waking up, even if they did not want to wake up, because that's the year of 9, which is the year of snake, and snake is a cosmic serpent that we're going to be moving into in 2025. This is what I see. I wouldn't say like a certain event will happen, but I think throughout the year is going to be many events of different solar flares is going to come within the spring equinox. So the spring equinox, I see a big solar flare coming where a lot of people's spiritual gifts is going to unlock. Another shift that I'm going to see, that something with money, as in recession, like we're going to go through a great reset with money, of how we operate with money, how we're going to move with money. Before 2025 or in 2025, there's going to be a time where we're probably going to have a blackout, where we're not going to be on our phones. We're going to have like a reset. And then people, and I recommend people to have food, water, necessities, so they can know how to move in that reality for the next 10 days. And then we're going to be moving into the new earth timeline. I think the old system is going to collapse. A lot of the Western civilization way of living, the way of being, is going to be collapsing. This planet is a divine feminine planet, and what we are now, that we are in divine masculine principles. So a lot of those principles has to be released before we move back into the ways of Mayat, which is divine love, moving in our heart chakra and being in the law of one. So before that fully happens, we're going to be seeing a lot of things in this Western way of thinking, Western way of being collapsed drastically. Do I have any evidence for that? So I wouldn't say I will have physical evidence, but what I can give you guys some revelations about the movie 2012. The movie 2012 is showing us what is going to be happening. And when it comes to esoteric knowledge, they have to give us the knowing, they have to give us the knowledge of what's going to happen so we can prepare. So 2012 is a movie that is trying to help us to see what is going on. The stuff with Kid Diddy in America, of what he's going through, and the child sex trafficking and the woman stuff. A lot of politicians do this stuff, and a lot of these things are going to be exposed. So the evidence to show that this is going to be exposed is what you're seeing in the justice system with a lot of celebrities, politicians, and what they have done to women and what have they do to kids. So a lot of them are going to be exposed. It's going to put the world into a shock, and it's going to show the world what is the truth and what is not the truth. When we talk about World War III, some people might think this is something physical, but this is something that we're all going through in our inner world. I'm gonna go more in deep about this, of what this means. A lot of us is releasing that war consciousness, that gladiator consciousness. We do not need to use our bodies for that type of stuff anymore. Do we need to be in tune in our body? Absolutely. The more we are in tune with our inner world, our inner body, we're going to create a new outer world, a new outer body. But for us to get into that energy, we have to stop being at war with ourselves and not know who we are. We need to know that we are source and source is us, and we are all one. The more we all awaken into this vibration, the more we're going to see a shift on this planet, because we are electromagnetic beings. And that means is we have the capability just from our emotion to create natural disasters, create a lot of things that happen in this world just from our emotions. So the more we are conscious of our emotional intelligence and more conscious that we are the I am, the more we're going to see a shift for all of us across all planes, countries, in this earthly plane. So when it comes to the economy, I think the economy is going to change in a way where it's going to be like a law of one currency, where it's going to be a digital currency. So crypto, I think, is going to be something that's going to be big in this new earth cycle. Bitcoin is going to be very significant in this new earth cycle. Getting gold, silver, having actual resources, helping people to grow food, being able to make fires, be able to tap into nature, be able to connect with nature, using the herbs, eating the flowers. This is the new energy that I kind of see of us moving into currency and moving with how we can even move with energy exchange without money, that we're going to be moving in drastically across all places here in this world. Do I think some of the forecasts of like the natural disasters as in the Bible is going to come true? I do. I do think it's going to be earthquakes, it's going to be a flood, and I do think things is going to shift. Do I think people are going to die? Maybe. But these people that are going to die, they have soul contracts with source that they was ready to die, and they're going to recycle into a new human vessel for the new earth cycle. Some people want new vessels, and some people are going to keep in this vessel, and some people, which this is going to expand a lot of people's minds, we're going to see that a lot of humans, a lot of beings on this planet actually tap into superpowers where they can control the elements like Noah did in ancient times, how Jesus did where he walked on water. We're going to be seeing people do that in real time, because we're going to be going to a different level of human. We're going to be going to a different advancement of human consciousness. So that means more of our spiritual power, our spiritual godness is going to be coming in fruition. So for us to purify the earth, we have to purify ourselves, because this planet is a consciousness, and we are connected to this consciousness because we are the law of one consciousness. The more we start to take care of ourselves and take care of her, because she is a she, the more we're going to see a more ease and grace to the ascension process. The more we destroy her, the more we don't honor her, the more we take from her, the more we're going to see more natural disasters from her. So the new earth looks like this is going to be a new way of being, of us being in our heart consciousness, being in our divine feminine consciousness, no matter if you are a man or a woman, because we all have masculine and feminine. So a lot of us want to be moving in our channeling our capabilities. We're going to be tapping into the as above, so below. So we're going to be able to connect with source and understand that we're not separated from source. We're going to be tapping into being more emotionally intelligent of how we be with our woman, if you're a man, or a woman to their man, and how we move with our key. These star seeds and these kids that is coming out in this reality of new earth, they're going to be bringing the secrets of the universe. A lot of them might be speaking different languages, and a lot of them will be remembering their other lifetimes. because we are moving into a different level of intelligence in this new earth cycle. So I see a lot of things of human consciousness changing, anti-aging even happening. And this old educational system of how we used to operate, it will no longer be here in this new earth cycle. So what I see with religion, I see that religion is going to not be as existent anymore. I see that it's going to be more mystery schools. I see that people are going to understand that we are spirits and everything that's spirit, and we don't need to realign to anything. So I see that people are understanding that different religions are different stories of what man told in his story, and we're going to start to create with new stories of what we want to bring for new earth. So I see a lot of scribe writers, and what scribe writers is going to be a lot of people writing books in the new earth, the Aquarian earth. And a lot of people probably never heard this, but the Aquarian earth is, we're bringing a new advancement on earth. We're bringing things ahead of its time. So a lot of Anunnaki beings and other galactic beings are going to be on earth too. Is this going to be something that's going to happen in the next 2 years? No. But within the next 10 to 15 years, you guys, me as well, we're going to be seeing other galactic beings, and we're going to be seeing them with our human eye as well. But this is what I wanted to kind of communicate of what's kind of going to happen with religion. Is going to have a shift. It's going to have a different advancements, and we're going to be tapping more into math, science, and tapping into a universal languages that we can all start to communicate with each other. Yes, so we will be very in tune with our higher selves. We're going to be able to communicate telepathically with our higher self, and to be able to communicate with other people telepathically too. So I do see that how we move in spiritual energies is going to be on a whole different level. And I do see that the kids is going to be, they're going to have a big purpose of how we move in this spiritual Aquarian cycle as well. So with my spiritual capabilities and how to really anchor that in my human, it has been a transition, because when I was a kid, even before my near-death experience, I was channeling the Akashic Records when I was 3 years old. So I was able to tap into seeing things, seeing different beings, seeing different dimensions, actually even creating different dimensions from me just creating action figures. So when I was a kid, I thought I was quite crazy. I thought I was weird. I thought it was something wrong with me. And I knew that I wasn't from Earth. Didn't have the logical sense of where was I from. But going through these near-death experiences and then going into the shift of shamanism, accessing the Akashic Records again, and knowing the logical, it helped me to embody that I'm here to help bring in a new operation system as a man, of channeling as a man, being in the divine feminine as a man, and bring into the new consciousness of the gentle man, not the war man. So what I think about drying, I do think it's going to be places where they had water and they don't have water for a little bit. Do I have any places that I think will be this way? I do feel like some places like California or Florida, like something with their water is going to kind of transition. I don't know if they're going to go dry, but I do know the heat of the sun will be a lot hotter. It's going to be a lot hotter. So a lot of people from that sun, because we're going to bringing in a new sun, the second sun, the rebirth of the sun. This is how people are going to be tapping into a different cosmic library that's going to be unlocked. So what you want to do is you want to keep yourself hydrated. You want to keep yourself of having minerals that you need, because this sun is moving to a different level of consciousness, because planets are conscious too. So that's what I kind of interpret the dryness and with the heat that we're going to be getting to the sun, but seeing that places are just going to be dry. I'm not getting any information on that. What humans want to do and what we all can do is start connecting with your spirit from within. That's the number one thing. You want to connect with your spirit from within. You want to know that you are a source. You don't want to believe in source. You want to know that you are source. And you want to be able to connect with source, with anything, without anything. You want to be able to connect just from your voice. That is the number one thing that you can do. The second thing you can do is to change the way you eat. Food is your wealth. The wealth is in your food. The more you are in control of the food that you eat, the more you're going to be more disciplined for yourself, and you're going to be disciplined for her. So that is the second thing that I think will be magnificent for other people. And start saving not growing, but you want to start saving your food. You want to start having food, water for a blackout, just in case we have to kind of be in that hermit at home. These are the three things we can do. These are things that are simple, and if you move in those three things, you will be just fine. We also have spirit guides that is here to protect us. So even if these natural disasters happen and we're supposed to transition, and that's what we agreed to, we will transition. But if we are not, we will be supported. People that we cannot see with our human eye, but they can see us, and they will be helping us in this ascension process. In my first NDE, did I believe in God? Yes, I did believe in God, but I didn't really know God. So in the process of that first near-death experience, I think it was a spiritual experience with me, because it made me see that from my first near-death experience, I had fractured my pelvis and I lost my ability to walk. And I was playing football, so they was telling me that my body would never be the same again. So this is something that I really took to heart, because this is my passion, this is my love, this is my dream. However, the things that I was able to do in the weight room and through my athletic ability showed me that I am doing something that is not in my human consciousness. This is something in my God consciousness. So it made me more into the energy of having a deep connection with God from my first near-death experience, where it showed me that I am God, and we are all God in the flesh. So this is something that was very expensive for me, and it helped me to transcend and use that to transform my life and not be a victim in my life. So the biggest things that I learned from my near-death experience is you don't ever die. You only go back, and then you come back. If you come back, you gain a whole nother level of you. You bring in another quantum you. So when you actually die and then you come back, you're bringing another level of consciousness with you. So you're going to be bringing more spiritual abilities. You're going to be tapping into different physical capabilities. You're going to be tapping into different mental capabilities that you could not do before. So when you have a near-death experience, this means to you that you got a big purpose. And we're waking you up to see that, hey, you are not supposed to die yet. This is what you're supposed to do. Remember, this is what you're supposed to do. And then when you come back and you're waking, you have that consciousness so you can move in what you need to do. So these are the big things that I took from my near-death experience of, I actually have a big purpose, because I almost died twice. So that means I'm here to do something that's not little. I'm here to do something massive. So it made me take serious of who I am and what I teach and what I speak, so I can help shift the masses with myself as well. So how I get my messages is I hear things and I also see things. So when a person asks me something, I'm able to see what they're asking me and then give them solutions of what they need to do from what they're asking me. I'm also able to tap into my breath, close my eyes, and tap into the Akashic field of what it is showing me, what it's getting me to feel, and what it's getting me to see. And I'm able to channel the Akashic realm, that Akashic field, to help them. They can do what they came here to do for humanity in their world as well. So, in my perspective, I think the past, present, and future are happening all at the same time. So, what I do is I take significant times in the past or significant times in the future of what they need to know here and now so they can stay in that timeline or move into a higher timeline. I'm not really big of just telling people things from the past life or telling them too much in the future because that's not allowing them to have their human experience unto them to help them so they can move into a more expansive way, a more loving way, and a more embodiment way. So that's what I do intentionally through the Akashic Records, and this is what I help my clients with, and it helps them tremendously.